Welcome to The Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and The Daily Dish.
I'm here, and so are you. Thanks so much for showing up. Isn't it fun? You know what today is, right? You do. It's Transformational Tip Tuesday. And we have got some things on the menu for you because I'm going to take you through some diet myths. You know what? I have never done that before. You've probably heard me interject all of this stuff here, there, and everywhere, but this is important stuff. I see Catherine and Nancy and Jackie, Elena, Lily, all in the house. Good to have you here. Thank you so much for popping on by. I hope you're going to enjoy today's show. I think it's got a few little tidbits you're going to like to take away. And maybe I just might bust a myth that you need to have busted. Well, look at this, Elena. Thank you. You are a doll. She shared this broadcast. This is going to be one that probably you will, because it's going to give you some information that you maybe have not heard before, or you've been one of these guilty people who have been repeating these myths on repeat for years. You ready to get some things busted down? It's going to help you, really. I promise you, a ton. So we've got Martha, Joanne, Nancy, and Eric in the Eric. It's not Eric. That's Priscilla. I know that's Priscilla. Thanks for coming by. This is our whole quote of the week. I have grit, not quit. That's my girl Doris. She has grit, not quit. You know what? Proud of her. Proud of all of you who stay the course, who do the work. You know, it's not simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. You know, staying the course is everything. And of course, I'm steaming up my glasses. I must be excited about today's program. It must be that. Anyway, Juanita's in the house as well. I'm really glad you're here. Thanks so much for showing up. You know, all this month, we've been giving crock cooker ebooks away for anybody who purchases anything in our store. Anything. Hi, Carla. And you know why we're doing that? We want to see you start using one-pot meals. One-pot meals are a lifesaver, and they will save your bacon. All you have to do is buy something, and we'll automatically send it to you with the receipt. How do you like that? Denise does. Hi, Danelle. Nice to see you. Also, you can find us on TikTok and Instagram. It's just tiktok.com/savingdinner, instagram.com/savingdinner. I've got these tips are going to be going up on TikTok today, so do stay tuned. Hi, Lucy, Jama. Lovely to see you. We just did the sprint last night. Who was there, by the way? It was a good sprint webinar, I think, and we had a really good turnout. So I really appreciate the fact that you guys show up for that. Also, go take a peek-see at it, because if you haven't seen it in a while, it's really important to get your game on, because we start on Monday. savingdinner.com/webinar is where we house the webinar. It's also where the guide is. And there's a food journal there. There's a bunch of other stuff, but I really want you to go get it all put together for you, right? Hi, Marguerite, Lynn, Susan, Corliss. Lovely to have you here. Q&A is Friday, always, always, always. So send your questions in early. Early bird always gets the worm. Send them into support@savingdinner.com. Email says, right there in the subject line, question for Leanne on Friday. No, it's not. It's not a replay, Lucy. This is live. I'm talking to you right now. Hi, Jerry. So there you go. That's the whole thing. That's the whole dealio of what we have going on. And don't forget, of course, we've got the Carousel. Yeah, you can see, speaking of Carousel of Crazy, take a look at my notes. The Carousel of Crazy book and workbook is available for you at savingdinner.com/crazy. And last but not least, I'm going to really put the screws on you here. Sorry, but this is the thing. Not last but not least. I've also have to tell you about our supplement of the week. We have, how many days left? We have 56 days left till the end of this year. I want you to go through the holidays victoriously without going off the rails, number one. And number two, you know what else I want you to do? I also want you to have your goals get completed so that you're saying at the end of the year, I did it. I did it. We have a tendency, I'm talking from personal experience and from what I know, we have a tendency to throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, oh, the holidays are here. I'll just wait till next year. And then 2021 ends and we think, let's not do that. Let's not have a repeat of 2020. You know, that was no fun. Let's do something different this year. What do you think? Pinkies up? Find it at savingdinner.com/holiday. We're going to get into the weeds out of this. We're going to have a workshop for those who have the journal. And the workshop will be held in 9 days on Thursday, November 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Yes, we will record it, but you're not going to want to miss this because this is going to help. Lucy, I get it. Sorry about that. This is going to help us really get this important work done. It is important, by the way. So that's what I have for you. savingdinner.com/holiday for all of that. And last but not least, you're going to want to buy your digestimes, right? 3 digestimes. 3. Buy 3. I will send you the 4th one absolutely free. And once you start to learn about how this can really affect autophagy and ketosis and the whole shooting match, you're going to want to get your digestimes on. It's so helpful. It is so helpful. Great, Terry. I'm so glad. And I'm glad you're here, by the way. So that said, I think we've got all of the business out of the way. How about this? Yeah. Oh, by the way, I didn't even tell you where to find it. savingdinner.com/show. We've also made it easier for you. All you have to do is click on the button, put the supplement in. It will go in as a bundle of 3, and also we'll tell the cart we need to give you a 4th one for free. Don't you love that? I like simplification. You know, I don't expect it easy, but I do expect it simple. That was yesterday's show if you didn't see it. And I have so many myths. I don't know. I might be busting them all wide open next week too, because there's so much out there. Have you noticed that? Of garbage where people are just giving you all kinds of lip service about something and it's old news, old whatever. Not true. And you know, by the way, I'm going to add an 11th one to this myth busting thing. I'm just going to go after it. So you ready to get busy? If you're a note taker, this might be a good time for notes. If not, you can get our notes absolutely free just by signing up for our newsletter. It comes every single day. We don't send a whole lot of emails. We send important emails, just 1 a day. And it's savingdinner.com, and you will get a little annoying pop-up. I know, but it's effective, and it'll get you right there on the list. You'll get today's notes tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., bright and early. That's how we roll. All right, so let's talk about some diet myths, because this is one of those ones that people really, oh my gosh. First of all, some of this stuff that they say, it's just crazy town, and it's old, and it's way past its prime, shall we say. That sucker needs to go. And I want to get into the weeds and give you the first, get right into it, because I really don't want you believing this stuff, because this is going to hold you back from any of your goals, that promise, because it's not true. And it's scientifically been proven not to be true. And I've got 10, maybe in a bonus 11. We shall see. First one first is calories in, calories out. You want to see me lose my mind over that one? That's assuming that it is all just a matter of life being one great big huge math problem. That's all it is. Just create, and I see this all the time, and I've had people say this, and I've had them say it when they're actually on my webinars and what have you, and I'm going to correct it every single time. Absolutely not true, not true, not true. That's assuming that it's just a simple math problem, and it is not. Inside this magnificent, fearfully and wonderfully made mechanism that we've been given, these bodies of ours, is everything going on, and everything influences everything. A calorie is simply a measurement of energy. Full stop. That's it. That's all it is. So you can't say to me, 100 calories of steak is going to have the same impact on you as 100 calories of Twinkies. It is not. That's kind of like you've heard me, and I've talked about this so much, and I always have different props to use this, but people say, well, fat or weight or muscle weighs more than fat. No, it does not. It weighs the same. 100 calories is 100 calories and 5 pounds is 5 pounds. It just looks different in volume. 5 pounds of fat, 5 pounds of muscle. See what I mean? Like that. And it's the same thing. When you do 100 calories of Twinkies versus 100 calories of steak, not only is the volume going to be different, but the impact is going to be completely different. There's going to be a different chemical reaction. I always say that the body has two ways of determining what this food is about. It's either helpful and useful and going to be employed as such to help you with all the complex, extreme chemical reactions that happen inside your body, or it's going to react with inflammation because it's going to say, whoa, Nellie, here, I can't use that. That's painful. That's going to be a problem for me. So these are things that we need to know, and these are things that we need to understand. No, not all calories were created equal. And did you notice I used the word Twinkie? There was a guy who a few years ago did this study showing that you could lose weight on Twinkies because calories are calories. And the whole thing of it, the study itself was tweaked. Everything about it was just completely off the chain. It was wrong. So don't think that way. This is why they sell you that packaged crap food, with celebrities selling it on TV. I lost 50 pounds. No, a calorie is not a calorie is not a calorie. And it isn't calories in, and that's number one, okay? And two, it isn't calories in and calories out. It's not. Listen, I kind of mix them all up together. It is not. You can't do that. You're going to be influenced. Your body is influenced by this. It's influenced by hormones, by the amount of sleep you get, the amount of hydration you get, the amount of movement you make, and the type of food that you eat. Because your body is always creating hormones, and your hormones are always doing something either on your behalf or against you. That's how it works. And we're fueling something at all times. We're either fueling it in our favor or fueling it against us. That's the thing that I want you to see about the quality of the food that you eat and what it is that comes into play. Genes do come into play too. I'm not going to discount that, but I'm also not going to say that's your pass either. Okay. Number 3, you are not cheating. If you're not cheating, you should keep losing. That's something. Have you heard that before? And have you ever been frustrated at the place where you're sitting there going, but I'm doing everything exactly the way I was doing it last week or the week before. I've been clipping right along, and now it's just all stopped. Well, it's just a plateau. It's just this, it's just that. Not necessarily. Sometimes you just need to shake the box because your body has gotten used to what it is that you're doing. In weightlifting and any kind of exercise, you need to increase or change up or do something different if you want to continue on with your results. And your body's no different when it comes to food. And it needs a little shaken up every once in a while. It needs to know that something else is going on. So remember this, that you might be going right along, everything's going great. You've got the same program, the same movement, the same sleep, the same everything, but you suddenly got really stressed out at work. Yes, that's going to have an influence on how you're feeling. Yes, it's going to have an influence on whether or not you're going to be able to continue to lose. Yes, it's going to have an influence on how you feel and probably have an influence on your sleep as well. So all of these things are influencing the way our metabolism works. That's just the way it is. Isn't this fascinating stuff? Our bodies are amazing, fearfully and wonderfully made, by the way. Another myth that you get told, how anybody been ever told this one? You just need stronger willpower. It's all a matter of willpower. It's just a matter of saying no to the fill in the blank, saying no to the Twinkies. No, no, no. You know what it is? I will tell you what it is that you need instead. You need to curate a better environment for yourself because we're influenced by that more than we are by our own willpower. I'll say that again because it's absolutely crucial. We are way more influenced by our environment than we are our willpower. We're able to stay the course so much, it's so much simpler to stay the course when we don't have a pantry that's bringing us down. It's so much simpler to fill our heads with good thoughts when we've got maybe a quote deck hanging around telling us how valuable we are and that, yes, we can do it. Yes, we've got grit, not quit. Remember this one? I love this. My favorite cup yet. I have grit, not quit. Staying the course. It's everything. And it's not about willpower. It will never be about willpower. It will be about curating your environment to help you create a successful environment instead of one that takes you down. And I will tell you, we also need to create a connection with real food. You know, we've had this war with food. And maybe for our whole entire adult lives, maybe we were born like I was raised in the 70s, and my mother was on a perpetual diet, always, always, always on a diet, constantly. She did a commercial with Alan Ludden promoting the Gloria Marshall Way in Southern California, you know? And what did she eat? Pretty much not dry toast and a piece of bacon and black coffee. That was her breakfast. I remember that very, very emphatically. And how do you subsist on something like that, right? How do you subsist on something like that? Well, you know, that's how it was done. And the connection with food is that food is the enemy and it's to be manipulated and it's to be put in its proper place. What if instead we developed this connection to food and food became an important part of what it is that we did? We knew food that blessed us and we knew food that cursed us. And we were in touch with this just the same way we are in touch with our most intimate relationships with the people in our lives that we love the most. Think about that. What if we could do that with food? And instead of having this war and this should I or shouldn't, I was good today, I was bad today, what if we changed the connection entirely with food? Food for thought, just a thought. Number 5 is fat makes you fat. Remember that one? Remember, what was it, the 90s or the late 80s? I'm not sure exactly when it was. I think it was the 90s. And I was feeling bad about myself. I'd had 2 kids back to back, 90 and 91. And just thinking, oh my God, I'm a blob. It's never going to happen I'm never going to get it together. And here comes Susan Powder, you know, strutting her stuff with her little buzz cut haircut and these rock solid abs. She'd had a baby or 2 or something. I don't know. Older than me, walking across the stage looking like thebomb.com and there's a big heap of baked potatoes or russet potatoes on the stage. Remember that? Fat makes you fat, she said. Stop the insanity. You could eat all these potatoes and you'll never get fat. Well, we know now that's just not true. Fat doesn't make you fat. As a matter of fact, fat is required, good healthy fat, mind you. It's required to make the systems in your body work. That's how you get hormones in. That's how you make yourself happy too, by the way. A little butter on your veggies, that makes the big difference, doesn't it? Who wants to eat just plain steamed veggies? Oh, and then take away the salt and just eat this stuff. What are we, in line for gruel? Life is way more fun when there's a little bit of fat on your food. It tastes better. Your body likes it. Your hormones say thank you. And guess what? Your hunger hormones start to get corrected. You feel satiated. You're not feeling like I'm hungry all the time. It's amazing how that happens. Number 6, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Wrong! I hate that one so much. This was a marketing ploy and a marketing slogan from the Kellogg's company back in 1917. Do you know why? Nobody wanted their miserable little cornflakes. Nobody wanted them. Nobody wanted to eat them. They were like, ugh, no, I don't want your stupid cornflakes. So, you know what? They use that for marketing. This is the most important meal of the day. Start your day with some whole grains. You know the rest of it, right? And the rest is history. The cereal, the billions of dollar, probably $1 trillion cereal business was born. Then they started putting characters, cartoon characters, and all the sugar and the colors and all the garbage on them. It's just insane. Let me tell you what the most important meal of the day is. The most important meal of the day is the meal that you eat when you are hungry. You don't have to start the day with a bowl of cornflakes. I hope you don't. You do not have to start the day like that. You don't have to have a meal or breakfast or anything else unless you're hungry. When we start to comply with what our body is telling us, there's two things here that happen. Number one is, and this is huge, psychologically and physiologically, you start to trust yourself more. That's number one. Two is you become your own nutritional guru, meaning that you know what's best for you. This is the big step into the whole world of intuitive eating. That's the goal. Not another plan, not another this, not another that. You're intuitive and you know what it is that you need to do. And that is the thing that makes your world go around. That's the thing. This is the most important meal of the day. And when you get this and you start eating according to your hunger instead of the clock, your life will turn around. And the ability to eat intuitively, that'll become easy as sitting in your back pocket. Number 7, this is a biggie, and I get asked this all the time. How do I eat to maintain my weight loss is what I get asked. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, maintenance is a myth. You heard me. Maintenance is a myth. I know this from myself. I know this from clients in the past. I know this. If you go on some kind of a plan to lose weight and then say, okay, I'm ready for maintenance now, and you start to go back to what it was and maybe just eat a little bit less or whatever, it doesn't work that way. Your body has let you know what works for you. Your body has said, okay, and dialed in your metabolism so that you could lose the weight. Now, if you're done losing weight, maybe you add a little berries to your plan or whatever, but you keep doing things the same way that you've been doing things because your body has said, I like that. I accept it. It feels good for me. The inflammation is down. The weight is down. My hormones are moving. I don't have the pain. Think about it. We accomplish all of this in the great big goal of weight loss. And then we get into this maintenance mode and it's just like, boom, everything goes. Maintenance is doing the same thing that you've been doing. It's a lifestyle change that you have accepted. And maybe adding a little more berries in, maybe adding a little bit more fat or eating a little bit more protein, whatever. But it doesn't mean go get ice cream after dinner every night now because you're in maintenance. We just need to keep doing the same thing that has kept working. That's the best. Okay, number 9, or wait a minute, number 8, you're going to love this. I'm too old to lose weight. Oh my gosh, can I tell you how many times I've heard this? Can I tell you how many women have told me this? And that is absolutely patently untrue. Not true. Not true. I've worked with women who are well into their 60s and later who've lost significant amounts of weight. And you know what? Maybe it doesn't happen as fast as it did when you were in your 20s, but who cares? Yes, our metabolism slows. Yes, things are a little bit different. So the heck what? You know what? Here's the deal. You still have a metabolism. You still have a pulse. If you're alive, you can do whatever it is that you need to do. It might go a little bit slower, but guess what? The time's going to go by anyway, right? How many days did I say we have left in this year? 56? See? What are you going to do with it? This one's number 9, and guilty of doing this myself and also having it actually in a book for God and man to read, unfortunately. It's in Body Clutter. And that's why I always say just destroy. I think it's chapter 8. Just don't look at the nutrition chapter. And that is this. This was my advice back then. This is, 2005 is when this book was written. So give me little bit of a break, okay, 16 years ago. And that was small, frequent meals throughout the day rather than big meals. And the whole thing was keep your blood sugar up. You'll feel better and you won't get hungry. Sounds good in theory. But the problem is with your body chemistry, that plain doesn't work because we need the dips. We need to experience what it feels like to not have insulin constantly present. And when we do so, that helps to accelerate weight loss because glucagon is present when insulin is absent. That's how that whole thing works. And glucagon, bring it down, baby. Bring it down. That's exactly the way that whole thing works. And I want to also mention, just like the whole, breakfast is the most important meal of the day was a marketing ploy, this whole idea of small, frequent meals, it was for bodybuilders. These big, burly dudes who simply couldn't get in enough protein and food. I mean, we're talking like eating 7,000 calories a day. You can't do that in 3 meals. You got to do that in whatever. So small, take that as into a grain of salt. If you're a big, burly bodybuilder, that's what they did. They did it. So they chunked away at their food so they could get all those calories in and just crush it at the gym. Doesn't work for women. It doesn't. And I'm not convinced really that it works well for men, though I haven't studied men and their metabolism like I have women. My whole thing is this. We just need meals, and we need to eat meals when we're hungry, and we need to just stop with the bloody snacking. Snacking is nothing more than mouth entertainment. It is not going to get you to the goal of what you want. At the end of the day, what do we really want? At the end of the day, we want control over what's going on, and we want to be intuitive eaters that we can eat anywhere. We're not going to have to pull out a stick and go pee on it in the public restroom. Good heavens. Or calculate macros sitting at a restaurant table. We want to have a life and not have it dictated by all these diet mandates on how all this stuff is done. Yeah, we do. And I've talked about that a little bit, I think, a couple of weeks ago, of getting a good starting place, being able to measure where you are and just having an idea of what's what. But as a way of life, good heavens, absolutely not. And same here with these frequent meals. Just nuts. Number 10 is I can't lose weight. It's in my genes. Well, I'm going to tell you what. Do you know your genes can be influenced by what it is that you do? And I will tell you right now that your genes do have an influence on what's going on in your body, but they do not rule the roost unless you give them the keys. I'm certain. See, there I go again, mixing up metaphors. They don't drive the car unless you hand them the keys, is what I'm saying. So this is the thing. If you have a lot of people in your life and they've had weight problems all their lives or whatever, okay, let's allow that. Just be cool with it, and then make a decision. What does this going to mean for me? How is this going to influence the way that I eat and the way I exercise and sleep and hydrate and all the rest of it? Because those are the influencers, the better influencers on how it's going to affect your bottom line. I'll tell you, sleep is underrated. Most people don't get enough sleep. I have seen it over and over and over again, especially those night owls. You think because you can sleep in that you're going to be able to affect change, but you're not, because your body is run on a circadian clock, and there are ultimate times when your body does the healing and the metabolic work that it needs to do in order to get you to the place of actual weight loss. And you can't do that if you're crashing and burning on your circadian rhythm. We need to honor it. God put it in us in the first place for a reason. So between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. is the ultimate time. Now, true confession, I rarely get to bed by 10, but 10:30, you can definitely count me in, and I'm sawing wood by 10:05, 10 maybe, or 10:35, 10:40. I listen to a meditation at night, a guided meditation when I go to bed at night, and I do my own meditation during the day, and it just makes all the difference in the world, keeps me centered, and really does help me sleep. I also take sleepies, which is huge as well. Anyway, those are the 10 things that I wanted to share with you that I think are really important, especially as we get ready for our next sprint. This is the second to last sprint of the year. How do you want to go out, right? How would you like to take this sprint and make it your best one yet? How would you like this to be the springboard for getting your goals accomplished and having, at the end of 2021, a real effective launch board into 2022 and really make things happen? How about that? I say it's time. We all have the opportunity at any given moment. We all have the opportunity at any given moment to completely 100% change our lives. I'm just asking you not to throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, well, the holidays are here. Here come the Kit Kat bars. Once they get in the house, game over. Let's not do that. Let's stay the course. We're wise women. We get this. We know what to do. And I am going to go with you every step of the way to make sure that you get what you need. I'm here to support you. Let's do this the rest of this year, shall we? Together. Go and watch the webinar on savingdinner.com/holiday. All the things are there telling you what we're going to do, how we're going to do our holiday, how we're going to do our meals, just our regular old meals, and how we're going to keep pushing forward for these goals so that we end the year with a bang. Yeah! What do you think of that? I think it's awesome. Pinkies up. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for hanging out today. And if you found any value, well, you know what to do. Go ahead and share the heck out of this thing. I appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow for Wise Women's Wednesday. Peace be with you.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.